He goes, "What's this?" And they said, "Oh, yes, you must respect our tradition. Tomorrow we will burn this Indian noble has died, and tomorrow we're going to burn his wife." And I think we, the United States, lost a huge opportunity in Afghanistan by doing something just as bad. I'll tell one story. Back in 2017, when I was really pushing the Trump administration to change the strategy in Afghanistan, I wrote an op-ed, and Trump saw it, and he wanted to do that, but really the Beltway national security clique said, "No, hell no, that's a terrible idea." Everything I recommended was based on what worked for the East India Company for 200 years, which was better to employ people than to fight people. 2, if you're going to do security, you have to have locals, but you have to have locals led by professional expats, effectively like training wheels to keep the bike upright. And I was speaking at the Henry Jackson Society in London, which is like almost like a heritage foundation on foreign policy stuff. And I was laying this out, speaking unabashedly about the positives and some of the negatives about the East India Company, that it worked, and stop being ashamed of it, because this is the nature of how you should do stability operations. Because again, much better to employ people and to build out the economy with a credible security capability. And at the end of the Q&A, this Pakistani guy stands up, and I thought, oh, here it comes. He's gonna attack me. And he said, "Everything that Eric said about the East India Company is exactly right." And he said, "Unlike these damn communists that have been trashing everything the East India Company did, I have gone back to the original records of the company and found the following. Yes, the East India Company built tens of thousands of miles of irrigation and made it possible for the entire subcontinent to feed itself, not just to feed itself, but to export food. So it ended famines. They stopped the debtor prisons, which were common all over the subcontinent, and stopped the warlordism. They stopped the Hindus and the Muslims from slaughtering each other by the thousands and tens of thousands. And they stopped Sati. You know what Sati is?
I don't.
It's wife burning.
Wife burning?
Wife burning.
Burning your wife alive?
Yes, it's a old Hindu awful practice. My favorite statue in London, and I was out for a run one morning, and it was in Trafalgar Square. So, Lord Nelson, the victor at the Battle of Trafalgar, which defeated the French Navy. Over in the corner is Charles Napier. And it caught my attention. It said this statue was erected from the donation of private soldiers. So I looked into Charles Napier, and sure enough, he'd been a battlefield commander for the Duke of Wellington, helped to deliver the victory at Waterloo against the French, and then he shipped off to India, and he's going to be the governor of one of the 4 trading colonies, or they called them presidencies, in India. I think it was in Calcutta. And as he's getting there, he arrives, and the locals are building this funeral pyre in the center of the city. He goes, "What's this?" And they said, "Oh, yes, you must respect our tradition. Tomorrow we will burn this Indian noble has died, and tomorrow we're going to burn his wife, and she was alive." He said, "Come back tomorrow." So that night, he had his East India Company forces erect a gallows surrounding that funeral pyre. And he said, "I will respect your culture, and you will respect ours. In our culture, if you burn a woman, you're a murderer, and I'll hang every one of you if you touch her. No more Sati."
Amazing.
If you're not confident enough in your culture to do that once in a while, you're screwed. And I think we, the United States, lost a huge opportunity in Afghanistan by doing something just as bad. You know what bachabazi is?
I don't.
You probably heard of it, but it's that horrible practice of passing a young boy around to his uncles and cousins or whatever to be brutally sexually exploited. Awful. Not only do we not stop it, the Obama administration penalized SF guys who stopped that from happening.
Yep. I remember
They
this.
didn't kill, they just tuned up some corrupt shitbag police commander who was raping his T-boy. They caught him in the act, and they beat him up, and they court-martialed him for it. If we had done in 2002, and we said, no more bashabazi. We don't care who you are, if you're a warlord or if you're the junior man, no more. We see you doing it. It's firing squad the next day. Every woman in Afghanistan, even the mothers of every Taliban, would have been on our side. Why? Because no woman wants that for their child. What a fail. What a fail of the generals to say, I represent the United States military. We stand for certain things, and there's some things I will not overlook. And what a missed opportunity. Thank God for all those women in India that Charles Napier said, not on my watch.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.